Terror on Monarch with Ruth Bellamy as Halcyon Helen. Well, amazing episodes. They don't even get a 13th episode. Do you not know what a standard season duration is? So obviously that's like the big end of map. So it's kind of my destination, but I'm still poking around. We'll get to you. Where is this beacon? It's back there still. This quest is gonna be stupid.
You must be joking. Oh, there. That's one right there. Can't you just see the stench of impropriety radiating off of him?
For the last time, access to Byzantium is impossible without a proper nav key. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to be somewhere else. Anywhere else.
What did I take my... Did I not wear deodorant today? Hortense Inglesby?
How splendid. Another rung leech wandering through the streets of Byzantium. Why, just this morning I thought to myself, as lovely as the gardens are, what they really need is more greasy vagrants frolicking through them. And here you are, frolicking.
Gracefully, I might add.
Admittedly. Now if only you could gracefully take a shower, preferably in whatever hovel you came from. Honestly, what is the board thinking letting so many of your ilk into the city proper? It's madness.
If the board isn't supposed to let people into the city, then how'd you get here?
I earned my place here, just like everyone else. My grandfather was the CIO at Tile, you see.
What's a CIO?
Chief Idea Officer. He came up with all the best ideas for their products. You know the font they use for Stogie Slims? That was him. Well, he described the idea of it to their font development team, then picked it from a list of choices, but that's basically the same thing. It was a very long list.
So I did all the shit I did in this game so far, and that's like not enough. But your daddy picked a font for something, and that's like fucking your whole family for infinite generations is all saved now. So what other ideas did he come up with?
Let's see. He picked the colors they included in rainbow chips. No one else wanted purple, but he insisted. Everyone loves the purple ones. And you know how the Cosmic Smokes logo has an eye in the middle of a heptagon? He said that one came to him in a dream. He was a true visionary, so far ahead of his time.
Wait, but what did you do to earn your place here?
I just told you. My grandfather made millions of bits as CIO, and I earned them from him.
Earned.
Of course it is. Wealth is the most visible, objective measure of success. And success isn't given to you, it's earned. My grandfather taught me that. If you have wealth, you're successful, and if you're successful, you must have earned it. Honestly, it's a simple concept.
Most stupid things are.
You're welcome. Now, do we have any further business, or are you just here for the repartee?
What's wrong with more people coming to Byzantium?
What's wrong? It erodes the very pillars of our society. Merit, decorum, personal hygiene. This city is meant for us, the system's finest. We earned its luxuries. But now we are overrun with the unworthy and the ungrateful, and this early retirement nonsense is making it even worse.
Actually, pillars are eroded by wind and rain. What's early retirement?
The worst thing to happen to Halcyon. A contest that gives even the lowliest and most inefficient workers a chance to live in Byzantium. By simply winning a lottery, those early retirees get an exclusive district of Byzantium to themselves. No one else is even allowed to go there. Tell me, how is that fair?
Oh no, you don't. So first of all, let's just unpack the things she's already saying before, just this idea that, like, if you're wealthy, it's because you deserve it. Anything you do that puts you, anything in society, any systematic thing that puts you above everyone else, you earned that, and you deserve it, no matter how unfair and unjust that is. This is what people actually believe. This is a real, very measurable and common thing that the wealthy believe, is that they are special in some way and that they deserve to be there. And on some level, there's like a degree of, like, when somebody does actually pull off some crazy shit in their lifetime and end up wealthy by the end, on some level you can almost see how they might think that. But like, their kids tend to think that too, or anyone else that gets money as a result of their behavior also tends to think that. And like, the inflation doesn't really come from the actual earning concept, it just comes from being wealthy. That's what happens with people. I'm continually getting parallels here because of the fact that I just finished reading Walking Dead and I got through its final arc, and it also is like this walled community of these wealthy people, and it's specifically one of the biggest villains of the entirety of all of Walking Dead as a concept is essentially the son of somebody who was important. Like, there was somebody who's important and their son is just a little shit that is so convinced that his power and his influence was earned, as opposed to just something he was born with, essentially. And there's this constant thing of just people just having to fucking deal with him because he just exists and is on this level from the moment he was born, and he doesn't do anything to maintain or earn his position, and then pretty much actively degrades said position. But, you know, he's here. And if he's here, he must deserve it, obviously. I partly think that it's a defense mechanism against guilt. This idea that, like, there's a massive inequality and a massive unfairness, and you get into this, like, Schindler's List situation with, how he, at the end of the movie, he's all guilty about, like, every single thing he could have in his life that's worth anything that he could have used to save another person, like the massive inequality in there that was brought on by specifically World War II and the Nazis and so on, is that specific, the inequality that was so severe that every piece of riches that this one man had could have been turned into more human lives, and he went X far to save human lives, but at the end he was only wrecked with the guilt of all of the other things he could have turned into more human lives. So, like, to be high up like this and to have that much and to do so well, one of the defenses against that kind of inequality and that kind of thing is just sort of convince yourself that it's because you deserve it, and those other people are lesser, or they would just waste it anyway, and stuff like that, which is, this rhetoric comes up a lot. It also comes up in racist ways when it comes to people in first world countries talking about third world countries, often in a similar case of, like, well, they must just be inherently worse because that's why they're poor, and so on. And the loops you can hear people running through in their heads, which are pretty much just overtly racist, can get incredibly worrying to listen to. But anyway, now we have this other layer, which is that she's mad. Which, by the way, just want to point out, she has convinced herself that she earned her place here. She douses everything in this fucking liberal concept. Liberal not meaning leftist, but actually centrist, because liberal speaks for pro-capitalism, not for being leftist. It's a common mistake in the United States to think liberal means leftist because there's a right party and a liberal party. But the liberal party is actually centrism, and it's lame and depressing, but it's basically just the suckle at the capitalist teat party, and that's basically what it means to be a liberal, is to believe in capitalism wholeheartedly and all that. So she believes in these liberal ideas of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and all that. And yet she frames her own glory in that light, this idea that she deserves to be here because the market has proven she deserves to be here because she has money and therefore has won. So obviously, no questioning here. The money itself is proof that she's right under this ideology. And yet she's reviling this idea that anyone is getting here at all. This idea of upwards mobility, which of course we have insight into anyway, but like it makes her a massive hypocrite, obviously, that she's like actually against the idea of upward mobility. She wants a permanent division between the upper and lower classes, and she wants the entire idea that people can go upward anywhere to be essentially just like this carrot on a stick, but the stick's a mile long. Like it's a completely mythical concept that just motivates the working class to work, but never actually works out, which is more or less how it works for most, like in the realistic situation for basically everyone-ish. The idea of upwards mobility is borderline unfeasible, but she straight up counteracts it right here. She just wants to have the money that proves that she's worth it without earning it, but then also not allow anyone to earn it, but also frame her own success in the idea that she earned it, even though she didn't earn it, while also refusing to let other people earn it. It's a lot to fucking untangle. Oh, man. But of course, what we know, / I've been hinted at or something, is we keep hearing about how people keep retiring here, but you never see that. Despite all the retirees coming here, you never see anyone in Byzantium that's one of the retirees. And you'll notice all of those retirees were very on the nose with how they all had gray hair and they were all old. Like, in the most funny way ever, they showed that they were all old by just having generic Outer Worlds character models, but they all had gray hair, just so you could tell they were old people, which is funny. I don't think I've seen a single old person in Byzantium. Like, not even one. Like, they're just all outside, but none of them are getting in here, which we got hinted at the gate, but now we get our first hint of what, our first stronger indication of what's going on, which is that, at least according to this person, and I guess this must be the belief throughout Byzantium, apparently there's a completely different district for all the retirees, which makes our information broker a bad information broker, because I think our information broker said, it was the one that said the line, like, it's funny, all these people are retiring here, but you never see them in the town. I think that was our information broker. It might have been somebody else. But they said it's weird that they would say that when clearly, apparently you're supposed to just know that they have their own district. But because we've seen sci-fi before, our brains are firing off here and we're thinking, I don't think they have their own district. I think they're going in the grinder. And I do think that's the case. I think that there's a quote-unquote random lottery of specifically selected people for a number of reasons. Some of them might be political dissidents, some of them might be stepping in a line, or they might just be too old and they're not reliable enough anymore, and they're likely being killed one by one, maybe even being used for salt tuna and put them in there to supplement the food, because as we were just revealed last episode with the alien situation, they don't have the food supplies to keep everyone living. The crops that we grow here aren't enough to actually keep people alive in the long term. People are starving over time because the nutritional value just is not high enough. They're trying to pack everything full of fillers. You know what might help that a little bit is a little bit of human. Just serve up some human there. But also that means that they want everyone working at maximum efficiency, which they made really clear with all their gross things we heard about when we were in Emerald Vale. Like, we're all family here, so your next of kin pays your funeral expenses, all these other fucked up systems. What if the moment people are a little old and they're a little slow, they're slowing down a little bit, they just off them, just to cut that entirely off. Just get rid of all the old people the moment they're old, and then you get to just, you know, have only nice, young, efficient people. And also, the younger you get rid of people, the less history there is, the less memory the society has. You don't have a lot of, like, grandparents telling you stories and all that. And that, with these people not growing old enough, they can't really grow properly disillusioned with the whole system if they don't live long enough to actually question it, to be able get all philosophical about it. And the lack of historical telling from generation to generation means that everyone's kind of stuck in time. Society can't progress culturally or ideologically, and people can't learn from the mistakes or really even have that much awareness of how many generations deep we are since we've been here and all that, because you just get rid of them. But yeah, I doubt it's a lottery. I doubt it's random. Well, contests have some inherent biases, so technically...
Oh, by the law. I mean the principle of it, not the mechanics. It's not right. I deserve to see any district I please. Why, if it weren't guarded, I'd... You know, you look like you've been shot at before. What say I hire you to investigate this travesty, and you get paid to do so?
She ain't wrong, boss. We do got a knack for getting shot at.
Yes. Listen to your... What is that person's job exactly? Are they your secretary? Personal masseuse? Or do you just keep them around as a mobile armrest? Well, it doesn't matter. What's important is that you think this is a fabulous arrangement, and you'd be thrilled to lend me your services. Aren't you?
Sure, I'll look into it.
Fantastic. Consider yourself employed, vagrant. I hear the chosen retirees all enter the retirement district via the port landing pad, but it's completely locked down. You'd never get in that way. Unless, of course, you had a wealthy, beautiful benefactor of impeccable social pedigree, which you do. How fortunate for you. These codes will get you past the lockdown. Oh, and don't worry about subtlety. I don't care how you deal with security, just correct this injustice at all costs.
How did you get those access codes?
The same way anyone gets anything here, of course. I made friends with the right people. Bits might earn you a place in Byzantium, but that means everyone here has little need for more of them. For favors like this, you need to spend... let's call it social capital.
I should go. It's fun. I do not care about her particular motivations and incentives and whatnot. I just actually want to know what the fuck's happening over there because I have my suspicions. And so if she's gonna get me in, then I guess I'll get to find out.
This property is off limits. Solicitors, loiterers, and uninvited visitors will be fined to the fullest extent of company policy. This ultimatum brought to you by Universal Defense Logistics.
I'm here for Minister Clark.
That's funny. The minister isn't expecting visitors, and you don't much look like one of those couriers from HPS.
Was the minister expecting a delivery?
Minister Clark's a private man, and you're asking too many questions.
Farewell. And now we know why there's a post office that's established in this environment. Because video game level design is very economical, and stuff like that exists for very specific reasons. So it's like you see a weird building like that, you're like, this is fucking like weirdly elaborate, and I don't know what it's for. Clearly we're going to use it later. And then like a minute, like 20 minutes later, it's like, oh, here's somebody expecting a package. Gotcha. We'll save the main story for last. I feel like we might be shockingly close to the end of it. Doggy! You get him, soldier. What are you pointing at?
Welcome, intrepid adventurer, to Prosperity Plaza, where the shops never close. Now, make your way to the bustling region of Emerald Vale. Prepare to be dazzled by the Vale's breathtaking lava flows, rated the third most impressive in Halcyon.
The third most impressive in Halcyon. Where's the first most impressive? Why don't I go there? Did somebody just leave this? Oh, it's stabbed into... Nope, it's just resting on the tree. Why are these not stealing? Those don't count as stealing. Strange. Why call them back from retirement? I need to know what the hell's going on here. So let's go find out. What are you doing with the olds?
If I spit, think I can hit that mechanical down there?
You'll get in trouble.
No, I won't. I'll blame it on you.
Would she get in trouble? Does anyone get in trouble around here? Even getting fully, like, fined to the full extent of the law. Doesn't everyone just have infinite money? Isn't everyone good? I feel like everyone's good. How you doing? Anything new going on with you? Nope.
Issuing sanitation ticket. Error. Refill printer paper.
I'm never gonna refill your printer paper. You can't make me.
That's the last of them.
Finally. Is it just me, or are we getting more and more retirees lately?
Not just you. Felt like a damn factory worker these last few months. Oh well. Nothing a few drinks won't cure. Come on, let's go hit up Bijou's.
Oh no.
Can't. They're closed. Someone saw a sprat in there.
Bijou's too? Damn. What's this city coming to?
Come on, sprats are adorable. They're fine. It's fine. Is it just me, or are we getting more and more lately? That's not a good sign. If they're... Oh, they just phased out of existence. If I'm right, then it's a bummer to know that there was a ton of people out here all excited and they're all gone. And I don't know if any of them are alive anymore. Oh boy. This can't be good.
Welcome to the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Early Retirement Center. You, the lucky few, have been selected to spend the rest of your days living the high life in your own private district in Byzantium. When you arrive, you'll be whisked away to your very own luxury penthouse, furnished exclusively by 24/7 Furniture's deluxe Falskowood collection. Some assembly required. 24/7 Furniture is not responsible for any injuries, psychological damage, or divorce litigations that occur during the assembly process. After you get settled in, you'll have the chance to explore your new home. Why not go for a bite at one of our many restaurants, like CNP's Blazing Borscht Barbecue or Rizzo's All-You-Can-Crunch Cereal Buffet? Or maybe you'd like to head to the bar and enjoy an ice-cold Zero-G Brew by Spacer's Choice. Zero-G Brew, an ale that's good for what ails you, although in the early retirement district, nothing will. All this and more will be complimentary for the entirety of your stay, courtesy of the Halcyon Holdings Corporation. You won't have to spend a bit. So relax, grab a refreshment from one of our vending machines, and enjoy our specially constructed welcome center. While you're here, be sure to check out the displays for some fun facts about the early retirement program and selection process. Then, once you're ready, enter the elevator at the end of the hall and leave your troubles behind. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Today is the first day of your early retirement. Congratulations. Welcome to the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Early Retirement Center. You...
Oh god, it's looping. Don't loop. I don't want you to loop. No, stop. Damn it. It's gonna drive me crazy when I hear him just continue to talk the whole time. Ah, he stopped. Fun fact number 2, excuse me. Number 1, there we go. You're special. Sweet silence. Oh, a lot of warning signs immediately firing off. You're going to be whisked off to your personal penthouse. Every single retiree has their own penthouse. All of them. Where they have basically infinite resources forever because they don't have to spend money ever again. And there's like a staff taking care of them, even though no one's allowed in this district. So where's the staff even coming from? Meanwhile, every part of this entire colony is falling apart, so you can tell me that this magic fantasy zone exists at all. And I'll remind you, that guy who was running the shitty, like, face cream company or whatever, that was experimenting on the dogs, and got a bunch of people killed, and when I pointed out, like, the fallout of his actions, he committed suicide out of guilt. He was driven to do that out of the idea of getting to the early retirement program because he wanted to retire to Byzantium. So this promise is why he did that. And it's almost certainly completely hollow. So he did it for basically nothing, making it even worse. You're special. Each month, hundreds of thousands of workers apply to the early retirement program from across the Halcyon system. That doesn't just include workers from Terra 2, but those who live on the Groundbreaker or Hephaestus as well. Even after weeding out undesirable and unqualified candidates, only 2.3% of these entrants are selected for early retirement. I sure hope you bragged to your neighbors before you left. Way to overcome the odds, champ.
Very own luxury penthouse.
Chump. Did you know? The early retirement selection system is the most rigorous, cutting-edge lottery system in the entire galaxy. Here's how it works. Each candidate's name is printed on a plastic ball. The plastic ball is placed in an advanced turbo encabulator with thousands of others. I'll just trust them on that one. A team of advanced automechanicals operate a complex series of pulleys at random. The balls are funneled through the turbo into an tube. They're launched into a specially designed accuracy matrix. The first ball that aligns with the center of the accuracy matrix is the winner for the day. Using this method, the Halcyon Holdings Corporation ensures that all early retirees are selected with complete impartiality and minimal collateral damage. Collateral damage? Yeah, this device definitely doesn't exist. This is just noise. It's a stupid... It's the idea of that even being how you would do it just sounds stupid. But of course, they definitely choose people based on who they want to get rid of. Like, if everybody was chosen at complete random, they wouldn't all be the same age. Like, statistically, you'd tend to be older on average, perhaps, but they wouldn't all be old. We're sure that all of you had a wonderful time completing your early retirement application forms, but we know that even something like paperwork can get a little old after 87 pages. Fortunately, we're pleased to inform you that your hard work was all worth it. By knowing details like your shoe size, blood type, and dental history, we can properly customize your early retirement just for you. Every detail will be tweaked and adjusted to fit your unique needs, just like how Hammersmith weapons are built to fit each customer's personal style of combat. What you want. Hammersmith. Oh my god, the last message you read before you die is fucking branded. Because of course it is. Gotta get that ad space, you never know. Your dental history. The Early Retirement Center is the safest place in the entire system. Not a single crime has been committed within its walls since its construction. Wow. I believe you. Except for the crime of them all being slaughtered. But, you know, dead people can't commit crimes. This is all thanks to the hard work of the men and women in black and white. Universal Defense Logistics. Each and every day, UDL security protects the citizens of Byzantium, shielding them from harm. No dissidents run wild under their watch. So rest easy, early retirees. You're under the watchful eye of UDL security. Whether you're out and about or relaxing at home, UDL is watching you. Here in Byzantium, automechanicals will make your life cleaner, easier, and more efficient, just as they do in the rest of the city. Oh. Teams of auto mechanicals regularly sweep through the streets of the early retirement district to give it a classic Byzantium sheen. But that's not all. They'll attend to your personal needs as well. Want to order a drink? They'll bring one right to your table. Make a mess in your new penthouse? They'll clean it up just for you. Why, they'll even carry your luggage, once it's been cleared by security and released from our customs warehouse, of course. So if you see 700 pounds of steel lumbering towards you, don't panic. You probably just dropped one of your Happy Dale Farms woolly curds. Whoops. Don't worry. I'm sure it's still good.
24/7 furniture.
The early retirement program is the personal brainchild of Minister of Earth Lucius Clark, endorsed by Chairman Charles Rockwell. Minister Clark and Chairman Rockwell share a vision that each worker of Halcyon has a fair chance to experience the beauty and luxury of Byzantium. So before you step into that elevator and embrace your retirement, remember to say, "Thank you, Mr. Clark. You wouldn't be here without him." He wants that to be the last thing people say before they die. Like he's a fucking god.
That occurred during the assembly process. After you get settled in, you'll have the chance to explore your new home. Why not go?
Welcome to the HHC Early Retirement Center. Before beginning your new life in Byzantium, our safety regulations require you to consent to the following. You hereinafter refer to as the employee, consent to the rules and regulations of the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Early Retirement Center, hereinafter referred to as the Center. The employee confirms that they have read and understood the rules of the Center as written by Article 3, Section 5, Clause 27 of the Early Retirement Welcome Packet. The employee also confirms that they received this packet en route to the Center. In the unlikely event of injury, death, or the loss of personal items, the employee assumes all liability for the incident. The Halcyon Holdings Corporation and its subsidiaries bear no responsibility for the incident and offer no compensation. But don't worry, guys, there's no crime. Ha ha ha, your every care will be ever taken care of. Should the center recover any loss of stolen goods, the employee must retrieve them within 48 hours or their goods will be forfeit. If the employee is having second thoughts about living out the rest of their lives in unparalleled luxury, then they may exit this terminal and return to the center's landing bay. There, the employee may turn in their winning early retirement ticket and await the next outbound transport. Don't worry, that ticket won't go to waste. It'll be given to another deserving worker to keep the center's inbound population at ideal levels. Distressing phrasing. It'll be given to somebody else to keep the inbound population at the ideal levels. It's not about who wins, it's about bandwidth. A bandwidth that rises every day. More. They're definitely eating them. They're eating them, or they're all slaves or something? Otherwise, if the employee is ready to begin the final leg of their early retirement journey and enjoy all the center has to offer, please select I consent. Oh. Congratulations. You just made the first step on the greatest journey of your life. Now proceed to the elevator. Your early retirement awaits.
Or maybe you'd like to head to the bar and enjoy an ice-cold Zero-G brew by Spacer's Choice. Zero-G brew.
I'm gonna die.
Although in the early retirement district, nothing will.
Is this the death trap elevator? Do I die in this elevator? Alright. Is this supposed to be terrifying? Oh god, it's instantly worse down here. Y'all ready for this?
Hey, wait a second. This ain't a retirement program.
Wow. Yep. I figured. How did I kill them all? Did I get... Oh. I think I get it.
You want some of this?
Activated.
Retirement facilitation drones. Oh, wow, they're just gonna keep coming, huh? Investigating, investigating, investigating. Investigating. Wow, Byzantium, A+ is all around, huh? I'm glad that we've gone past, like, the systematic murder.
Thanks,
like,
boss. Been wanting to break something ever since we got here.
I suppose that's one way to put it. I'm glad to see we've gone one step past the systematic murder of having a system that's inherently unfair and unjust and starves people and abuses them until they kill themselves or each other in act or in name, and so on, and all of the disgusting things we've seen on every planet. Now we're just skipping straight past that to, oh, we're just killing our citizens with guns. We just shoot them. Yeah, we just rounded a bunch of them and shoot them every day. It's for funsies. Here they are. I guess they're not eating them, because definitely seems like he's probably using chemicals to, like, they're probably cleaning them up and, like, melting them away, Breaking Bad style, or disposing of them in other ways. I feel like they should remove the bodies before they start spraying everything down to clean this place up. Like, that doesn't make much sense, but there's definitely a grimness to that guy. But yep. Initial theory was immediately right. Refund request. The TNL shot cannon. I would like to formally request a refund on my new TNL shot cannon. You advertise it as the most reliable tool for disabling rude or disobedient automechanicals, but if you load it with an energy cell that is covered in your own blood, it misfires. I've used TNL weapons exclusively for 7 years, but this is a matter... If this matter is not resolved, then you'll have lost another customer. You'll have lost another customer if I die, so you'd be better hope I can get this blood back into my body. Aw. Oh, that's a guard. Wait, so the guards know? Which guards know, I wonder? I'm guessing they probably don't all know. Might be a little hard to sell. You think they'd use gas? I wonder if they thought about that, like the developers, and then they were like, hang on, this is just grim in a really specific way that we don't really want to evoke directly, so we don't want that parallel right now. So let's just shoot them, and even though it's really awkward and dumb, but you know, we don't really get a lot of signs that the board are smart people, just assholes. So maybe they didn't think past this and thought the most efficient way to kill a room full of people was to just physically murder them one by one over and over again every time. Maybe that's the best they could come up with. Definitely convenient for me. That's what I was wondering. I thought I was going to go into a blender or something. I'm like, wait, how do I survive this and come back out and tell people what happened? Like, why are there bones here? It's just a spine. How did you even end up with just a spine? Maybe they're just really bad at cleaning this place up. But the, it's just depressing. I lost my train of thought a little bit. Oh yeah, I was wondering how the hell I'm going to survive just walking into the obvious death trap. But conveniently for me, it's exactly what the protagonist is good at surviving. Just a fucking gunfight. You just get into a gunfight, that's it. It's like, alright, well, that works, I guess. Note, due to the nature of their assignment, automechanicals in the HHC Early Retirement Center were not constructed with a standard maintenance mode or IFF transmitter responder. You'd be pleased to know that this saved 200 bits per unit, but please note that any injury sustained during routine repairs will come out of your paycheck. Thanks for being part of the UDL team. Wow, I disabled them. You and I are going to have some questions. I'm guessing I can't go back because the elevator probably doesn't have a return trip claws. Now where am I? Y'all have been naughty, and now it's time to get punished. Are none of you guys gonna attack me? Is that what I disabled a minute ago? All right, I'll take it. I could use the chance to skip that altogether and repair my super gun. That's awesome. And maybe modify it. I've leveled up a few times. Tinker, I mean. Nope. Nope. Next upgrade's 24 grand. Oh my fucking god. The exponential increase of cost is fucking ridiculous. It's so absurd.
What do you think you're doing?
Nothing.
This worker is entirely lawful.
Ha ha ha. I tricked him. I didn't know that counted as stealing. Oh no, my reputation decreased from the stealing I did. Not from all the other things I did? I didn't realize that these guys were in cop mode. I didn't consider that. What do you think you're doing? Nothing? This worker is entirely lawful. Alright. Sprats! Hey guys! Just a tiny hint of one of the only likable things in this entire city. Everything sucks. A little sprat here and there adds character. Look how many sprats there are. Are these alive? No. Better run, little buddy. They're gonna get you. They're gonna get you. Oh, that's a sprat. They got him, as it turns out. It looks like a dead end, so maybe I should go there now. I was gonna avoid it, but I think the other direction's the exit, and this direction is the quest. And then a dead end where I turn back. Hey, buddies. Oh, he's alive. That's just another workbench, and that's an exit, I guess. Yeah, oh, that just takes me back out. Never mind, that is an exit. I guess I'll see what's over here. Judging by the number of workbenches and whatnot, and like the general level design, I guess the idea is that I was supposed to shoot my way through here. But I'm done with that. Oh! 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 These guys aren't disabled. Gotcha. Ah! How do I heal again? I was like, BRB, looking for healing button. I haven't taken damage in combat for so long that I'm not used to it. There we go. What's up? What is this stuff made up of? I would like answers now, please. Nope. This employee was murdered by the drones. I don't think these mechs are very discriminate, are they? If they're killing the postal office workers. I guess these are the parcels we've heard so much about. I wonder if I can get the parcel I need. Yeah, these are... Oh yeah, parcel delivery service. I wonder if the implication is here that in order to be a parcel, it has to be packaged like in a bag, adorably, instead of a box, because then it'd be a package. And if it was a package, I'd get fined or something, or get murdered by the mechs, I guess. What? Iskander Emmanuel Sanchez. Is the name of this sprat specifically? Yep, Iskander Emmanuel Sanchez. The moment I highlight the sprat, it says that. The Sprat has a name and it's adorable, and it lives in this. This is a penthouse for Sprats. This giant wall he's set up for himself. Hi.
Here I come.
Hi guys. As long as y'all take the damage, I'm good. I just don't want to be first in line. This loops back around to where we were earlier. Nope. Not quite. Nope, there's something over here. Locker rooms. I believe in you guys and your ability to do it all for me. What was that? There really is no lack of Sprats around here. I guess these are just locker rooms. Nope. One locker room and one bathroom. We make you poop out in the open so you poop faster. No dilly-dallying around here. These are Sprat exterminators? Oh. I was gonna say, are they losing to the Sprats? The answer is yes. Ah!
Watch this.
Kobolos. Right in the eyeball. You alright? Oh, he is alright. Shit. That was facetious.
I ever saw? That one had to be the third biggest.
They do keep getting bigger. It's really impressive, actually. That might be bigger than the last big one I saw. All these exterminators are getting wiped. Oh, those are human remains. And that's a copy of the rifle I've got right now, but shittier probably. I assume. 163. Yeah, mine's at 294. Step it up, boyo. Oh yeah, I'm not wearing armor. I'm all dressed up for the parents from earlier. That's why I was dying quickly. There you go. Note to self, wear armor in combat. It's easy to forget. I haven't been in a fight for a while, actually. It's like these sewers exist just so you actually get in a fight on Byzantium. So what are we going on here? Acropolis district.
You gotta show me how you did that.
I held E. It's usually what I do. Pro tip. I'm gonna have a lot of inventory management ahead of me later. Mantisaur examined. Well,
Board's just showing off.
Where the hell am I? Oh, back here. Turns out you all have a dark secret. It's the one I assumed you had, but still, oh, I'm behind. I guess there's a roadblock here. I didn't know that was here. I guess I can now teleport past this block that I didn't know existed. Interesting. They made it so that if you want to reach this big building that's all important, which is probably where the story ends or something, or at least the culmination of this planet's story, you had to get past that, which basically meant you had to do what I just did and learn the dark secret. That's the implication of that level design, I believe. Alright.
Sorry, I shouldn't talk. Not without signing a waiver.
Sorry, I shouldn't talk.
Not without signing a waiver.
Requires the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale key to unlock. Alright, let's get back to bitch face. Alright. I mean, I already came in here with the intent of burning everything down, or whatever the fuck option is presented to me by the game, but yeah, defo feeling it right about now.
Oh, there. That's one right there. Can't you just see the stench of impropriety radiating off of him?
Alright, weird repeat dialogue.
I must admit, I'm getting a certain thrill out of our little arrangement. If this goes well, perhaps I'll start hiring wandering delinquents to handle all of my affairs. It is going well, I hope.
The retirement district's a paradise. You should see for yourself.
I knew it. I just knew it. What a disaster. Did you get a good look around? What was it like?
It's just one giant party. They had a vodka fountain and everything.
A fountain of it? I bet it's Spectrum Ultraviolet too. Disgraceful. I can't find one bottle of it and they get a whole fountain. I can't believe they kept this from us. From me. The nerve. The audacity. Here, take your payment. I have to fetch my things. I don't care what I have to do. They'll give me luxury or give me death.
Preparing body bag for use.
Give me luxury or give me death. Well, then I guess you'll find yourself satisfied. Yes. That's the most evil thing I've done. I got increased board reputation for that. Okay, I'm not really sure whose perspective. Is that for betraying her or for doing her quest? What does that mean? That's one of the most evil things I've done for a while, but also fuck her. The board mixed. Yeah, that's one thing I'd call it. 42% positive. How did I even do that? Anyway, let's level up Felix and Sam. I keep not leveling up my dudes. Got one perk available. Reset ability cooldown on kill. Harmful stats effects. Showtime. Already got you health. Armor rating. As long as you guys stay alive, you're good, mostly. Sam! Oh yeah, do I even level? Oh yeah, I do level you up. Bonus damage to auto mechanicals. I already gave you the bonus armor and threat and health. You're my best tank boy. If he's down during combat, he comes back to life healed. That's pretty good. Make the unkillable guy also just get back up. It's pretty good. Alright. Well, that felt good. And I didn't even have to quick load afterwards. She's just going to die now. That's nice. Right, I'm supposed to model. Let's do the stupid Halcyon tourism quest. One last time waster to round things out, potentially. I just have this general creeping feeling that the game's over, basically. I have done like every single companion's quest. And the longest ones culminated here, indicating that these locations are like the ending.
To spare Chartrand would be considered the honorable path, yes? Sublight's money is inconsequential in the face of ethics.
Sure, I guess.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
I'm just over here trying to make smart calls and whatnot. Welcome back to the sad place where bad things happen. Place that set this whole place off at the beginning. The community center is as close as we're getting. Is that where the greenhouse is set up? I don't know. Wait, no. I think that was the big building. Or got the medicine inside that really set me off. Yeah, botanical lab. Since my other crash has quit, maybe I can get into that place and its crash will finally stop happening. I never got to go into the back room of that leader. Bit of a local low point. What are those red things? Oh, they're lava waterfalls. They look like red crystal spikes just sticking out of the ground, like they're free floating from this perspective because they're just so bright from so far away. It looks so odd. I mean, I'll give the tour guide a little credit. I didn't see this exact view when I first came here. That is true. I've never actually been right here and seen these flows. Gigantes! Caca! 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 How are you feeling, buddy? Oop, there it goes. That's a pretty big ragdoll you got there.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys really do just melt people, don't you? How you doing? Oh, earrings, stylish.
We hope you've enjoyed your trek across the breathtaking landscape of Emerald Vale, Terra 2's most fertile settlement and future breadbasket of Halcyon. Take a moment to enjoy this vista with a can of Spacer's Choice Saltuna before you make your way to Mighty Scylla, Halcyon's biggest asteroid.
There is definitely something weird going on with that lava flow visual. It just looks very odd. What are my graphics set to? I turned them down when I was trying to make the game work before. No, we're still on. Actually, we're on high everything. We're good. Nope, that's not what it is. Yeah, it just looks odd. Oh well. I bet a few of these lead me to like some kind of boss fight or something. But before I leave, I would like to take a look-see. I'll quick save as soon as I load in, because it may crash. It is disappointing that there doesn't seem to be any sign of people moving into this place after what I did. It turns out that she kind of sucks. She also didn't opt to go move there, but I guess I broke it.
Hey there.
Nope.
You are welcome here.
Just me though, huh? So before, every time I walked back there the game crashed, but you know, my other crash went away, so maybe... I crossed the threshold, that's a good start. Personal files. First entry. May the Eternal bless my first endeavor. It's been 2 days since I walked away from life at Edgewater Cannery. Fortuitously, the old botanical labs are still operational. Mostly. The soil's sour. I'll do what I can, but I'm going to need some powerful fertilizer. Tired of having the taste of saltuna lingering on my tongue day in, day out. I want something fresh. Something that grows out of the earth. We found another worker from Edgewater. Ex-worker now. Desertion rates must be climbing. I'm not terribly surprised. Reed's style of management has always been tyrannical. I imagine an exodus is brewing. At any rate, the worker was in a sorry state. Fever, shallow breathing, delirious. Must have been plagued. I set him right with a diet of greens. He was all better in a couple of weeks. Physically. Spiritually, he's one of our flock now. That's what sets her apart from everyone else, that she does that. She, like, adopts people in, nurses them to health, and also, like, kind of re-indoctrinates them into this better mentality, too. That's why I'm a little surprised there's no hint of her taking people in after I had shut down the other place altogether. Experimental notes, 1st century. I'm hereby repurposing this botanical lab from its original conception as a gear in the soulless automaton of the corporate machine. This greenhouse may look impressive, but like all Spacer's Choice products, it is cheap and unreliable. I shall have to make some repairs with my own 2 hands. This place shall become a nursery. Before it was abandoned, I understand the horticulturists failed to produce a single viable crop. Something about the soil being too poor. I am determined to find a way. May the Eternal smile upon my endeavors. Last entry. Flora are living things, as sensitive to their environment as any breathing, thinking body. I contend that the crops in this region failed because the corporate scientists tending to them are cold, heartless, inhumane people acting on behalf of a sterile and inhumane power. One cannot expect your crops to be flush with green and reach for the sky under these conditions. The soil is sour, it's true. I don't know quite how to explain that. I'm sure the scienticians will say something about biology or the carbon cycle, but I can conclude after months of my own experimentation that the secret to a rich and wholesome garden is love, attention, compassion, and a natural fertilizer bursting with organic materials, just as nature intended. But what is the fertilizer? I'm waiting for the shoe to drop and get weird with it. A natural fertilizer filled with organic material. She spoke in cagey, vague terms. When that. Is that the only terminal she has? Thinking caplet. Plants. There's lots of plants. This is just a generic study. It's just a generic corkboard, no details. I can come back over here and sleep. I thought something worrying was going to come up. What is her natural fertilizer? I'm waiting to find out that it's people or something. But I don't see anything else around here? Still, she at least helps some people. Maybe there will be a final, like, epilogue card that explains that, like, she led the planet to some kind of new direction. And even if she doesn't recolonize the original city, maybe she does ultimately take people in. It doesn't make sense for her to be taking people in while there is the enemy faction, but then the moment they leave, she doesn't. Unless she was literally just running this faction out of spite, and none of it had anything to do with actually saving anyone. But that's just a weird route to take. I guess we'll see.